Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and this is your weekly horoscope forecast for all of the zodiac signs for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. If this is the first time that you're tuning into my channel, please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of this video so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I do publish. And also hit the notification bell icon as well right next to it. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, a private psychic reading, you can go to my website. It is listed here on the screen and in the description box below. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Also, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. So let's get into the horoscopes for this week to see what's in store for all the zodiacs. Aries, welcome to my channel, Aries. This week for you, it is going to be a week in which you're starting off the week very much focused on your love life, your relationships. There's a lot of peace with some of you out there, romantic feelings, very good energy with your love life. But when it comes to other areas of your life, like your family, your friends, your work life, a lot of you are kind of taking more of a different approach. Now, I don't know if it's because of the energy of the full moon. It's still not ending until the 26th when the last quarter enters, but there's still this energy lingering from last week where a lot of you are kind of now following more of your spirituality, but you are kind of isolating yourself away from people. Some of you may be not vibing with some of your friends, or people that you interact with. You could be seeing a new side to them that kind of is disconcerting to you. But there are some changes that are on the foot, that are coming very strongly into your life this week. And these are changes that you're going to implement. A lot of you are also cutting, old bad habits in your life that are no longer serving you. When I say bad habits, it doesn't have to be drugs or something like that. It can be just like, how you view food. Maybe when you get stressed out, some people bite their nails completely. That's a very bad habit. So there's something in your life, whether you get anxiety and how you deal with it, you tense up. There's something changing in your circle right now in your life, and some of you may just take it to the next level and cut your hair. I recently had to shave my head for my medical procedure, but a lot of you out there may be doing the same thing, changing your hairstyle. If you have long hair, going to a short do, or getting your nails done, changing out your nail design. Maybe you always get the same kind of nail pattern or nail color. And so there's this, this need to kind of change something this week for you. So if you feel this push to like change something, you're going to do that. A lot of you also are going to feel like you need to kind of like slow things down a little bit in your life. You probably have a lot of energy, a lot of people pulling you in different directions. Even if this is in your work life, you're going to need to be very vocal and speak up to your bosses or to people. And if there's deadlines and you can't meet it, and you're having to sacrifice your time. And some people are that dedicated to their job. They will, if there's a deadline, they will work through their lunches. They won't go to the restroom. That's unhealthy ways of working. And if you are in that kind of pattern, you have to think and put yourself first before anything, because health is wealth. And without that, your job doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, how good you are or what you do. So be sure that you're listening to your higher self, and that you're taking your breaks, and that you're re-energizing your batteries. That's very important. Money's going to flow. It's going to come into you. It's just in your nature to work and find a way for money. But at the same time, you need to kind of really nurture yourself, because other than you doing that, it's very rare that people will have other people nurture you or take care of you. You have to take care. We have to take care of ourselves at the end of the day. Like that song says, Beyonce song says, me, myself, and I is all I have in the end. And that's what, y'all have to do this week, is basically buckle up, but also know that you are more than enough to handle any situation, but love yourself enough and give yourself enough respect to know that you can't be pushing yourself past your limits. So that's the horoscope for the sign of Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to book a private psychic reading with me, you can go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Psychic Medium Ray. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week. Taurus, welcome back. Taurus, this is your horoscope for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. So this week for you, Taurus, a lot of you out there are going to have to pull your claws out. It's that kind of week. Yes, unfortunately, that is what I'm seeing from Spirit for you this week. There are some disruptions, there are some battles, some powerful discussions. Your emotions will be upset. You know, your blood pressure could rise. For a lot of you, that's the kind of energy that starts it off. Somebody's pissing you off this week. Someone is getting into your space and you're not having it. You're not having it at all. And there's going to be this kind of like, you know, you need to get your head above water because your environment, I feel like this is happening more in your home life, in your love life, you know, home life, love life / you know, family in general. There's a lot of, you know, arguments, a lot of going back and forth, a lot of tension, but you hold the key to all of this, and whether of not stopping it or fueling it. And it's going to be all about how you respond to it. The more that you feed the, you know, you add fuel to the fire and you start, you know, going back and forth, you know, whether it's you being petty or, you know, corresponding to that kind of energy, you're feeding it. And so you need to stop feeding the fire. You're very powerful. So this week, your spirit guides are going to be appearing to you. Pay attention to the birds, you know, that are out there, the owls, the eagles, or the grackles, ravens, you know. There's going to be a lot of birds that you're going to be seeing this week in particular. And these are kind of like omens, signs that your spirit guides are with you, because these are birds are messengers from the other side. Even though they are, you know, here in the physical world, they are real. Spirit uses them as almost like a conduit to deliver messages, so, or signs. So when we see them and you see, you know, a group of birds flying in a certain direction or just appearing to you, or feathers being left at your doorstep or wherever you're walking, these are signs that your angels are near and they are protecting you and guiding you. And remind you that you do have that inner magic in you. So a lot of you would benefit if the weather is pleasant in where you live, to go outside, you know, spend some time out in nature, meditating, reconnecting. Don't forget to sage. It's very important for you to sage this week and kind of, you know, use your protective crystals, if anything. But you will come out of this okay. It's not like this is not the vibe for the entire week, but it kind of starts off in about midweek around like this, and then it kind of tapers off and you'll be in a better position, more focused on your love life, and there's a lot of passion in that area. But also, you know, you could also be having some issues, like I said, if this is not your personal, like family or home life. You know, it could very well be that it's your love life, but there is like a reconciliation for many of you, and making amends and making whatever the situation is that is very tense right. But you have to kind of go through the motions and not feed the fuel, you know, not add fuel to the fire of what is going on this week, because a lot of you will be inclined to do so. So if you can do that, you'll have a great week. This is the horoscope for the sign of Taurus. If you did like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you would like to book a private psychic reading, go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day. Gemini, welcome back to my channel. And this is your horoscope for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. So this week for you Geminis out there, there's a lot of reflection on your love life right now, reflecting on where you're at, where you want to be. Some of you that are single, there's a lot of communication or flirting going on this week. For those of you that are in a committed relationship, there is a masculine energy that's very strong that could be, trying to offer you something more, or to kind of heal any area of the relationship if there is some strain in it. But it's all going to depend on yourself, and how you feel will, determine the kind of energy this week for you. A lot of you Geminis are also focused very much on your money right now. A lot of you could be wanting to buy things, or feel this urge to splurge. I like that word, that phrase, urge to splurge. That's kind of like the feeling that you get, and a lot of you are going to turn to purchasing things because retail therapy is a way to kind of cope with any nervous energy that you have. It's almost like, a stimulant in many ways for Geminis. When you go shopping, or you shop online for something, it doesn't have to be anything expensive, but that's, the kind of energy this week. A lot of you Geminis are also wanting to find time to study, whether it's like reading a book, catching up with, topics. But a lot of you are finding that it's almost impossible because you're always busy, whether it's in work or after work, it's at home. And a lot of you are going to feel the drain this week. You're going to feel very tired. You're going to feel almost like, you can't function, every day at the same level, and you're asking yourself, what's going on with me? Why am I feeling so exhausted? And it's because there's a lot of mental energy as well as spiritual energy being used, and expended, on different things. Even thinking is using energy, and that's what, we're known to use our mind a lot, especially being a Gemini. So a lot of you out there are doing this without even realizing, so be sure to take care of yourself. I said this for Aries this week. I don't know if it's because of the energy of the full moon already ending and the 26th, the last quarter enters, but there is a shift that's going on in the universe right now. So it's very important that Geminis take care of themselves and take time out, because otherwise you're going to start getting into your mental side of your mind, and your mind is going to start playing an inner battle with itself, and you're going to start, feeling a lot of insecurities. You're going to feel a lot of feelings that are coming to the surface, and these are like daggers, kind of, infiltrating your peace and stabbing you over and over, things bothering you over and over, things that are outside of your control. So again, there is this something, this week that is triggering all of this. It's good. It's better to stay out of your mental mindset, that mindset, and fall into that trap of getting more into your thoughts this week. Stay out of your thoughts as much as possible. Focus on your surroundings and what's immediately needing to be done, and cut through all of that, and you'll be just fine. And like I said, it's going to be, for those of you that are single, a lot of flirtatious energy. You're going to get a lot of maybe some, flirting, a lot of energy that you're probably not used to getting if you've been single for quite some time. And if you are in a relationship, you have to be careful, because there could be some mutual flirting as well. So again, that's the energy for this week for Gemini. So if you did like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to book a private psychic reading, you can go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. Have an amazing week. Blessings and love and light. Cancer, welcome back to my channel. This is your horoscopes for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. This week for you, Moonchild, it is going to be a week in which you're ready to offer some type of affection to someone. So this could be your time, your energy. This doesn't have to be romantic in nature. It can be just a friendship that is blossoming between you and a mutual friend, or a friend in general. And you're ready to make like a peace offering. I feel like there's been a lot of tension between you and other people in your life. Maybe, over petty things or disagreements that were just ridiculous, So you've gotten to the point this week where you want peace restored in your life. That is what you're wanting, peace and tranquility. So that way, everything is flowing good in your life and you're able to focus on what's most important, which is your coins, your money. That's where your main goal is, your money. And a lot of you are planning right now. You are in a good spot financially. This may not be the case for every Cancer out there, but for the most part, a lot of you are sitting pretty good. Maybe you've gotten your income tax, you've received your income tax, already, which is, here in the US, that is known for. Other countries, I don't know if they have, income tax, but a lot of you could be receiving your income tax checks here soon and making plans, on where to go, maybe take a trip or buying something new like a new car, making an investment on that. So there's a lot of you thinking, a lot of your time this week is going to be spent thinking, where can I use my money? Where can I spend it at? And at the same time, you have to be careful because, like I said, even though you're all ready to offer a peace offering, when it comes into your love life and your emotions, a lot of you could be feeling very fulfilled in your your marriage or your relationships out there with a partner, but at the same time there's this feeling of emptiness as well. So it's like, your partner could be making you feel very fulfilled financially or emotionally, but then you may not feel fulfilled with yourself, or you may be dealing with like a guilty conscience. A lot of you, may be keeping things that have happened and you just don't know how to, or you feel like you don't deserve this person. So there's this inner battle again that is going on with a lot of you Cancerians out there. Something that I saw with Aries and also Gemini. So this week is more of like a mental type of energy, that can be very draining if you're not careful. But again, there's a lot of more focus and opportunities that are coming this week to kind of rectify all of this. So you just need to be very mindful and take some time to kind of think about situations. Don't be hasty or say things in the heat of the moment. That's the worst thing that you can do. Kind of step away, cool off, if you are in that kind of situation where you have to confront someone or have a powerful discussion, kind of cool off and do it when you are in a better state of mind, because once you say something again, you can't take it back. So being very mindful of that energy this week. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you have not booked a private reading with me, you can book a private psychic reading at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. Leo, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and this is your horoscopes for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. This week for you, Leo, there is a lot of energy around your work, being very busy, feeling very fulfilled. There's a lot of positive energy around your work life. You're very respected. Some of you could be, being in the eyes of your peers or your boss, and they just admire your work quality and your passion for your work and how dedicated you are, regardless of what's happening in your personal life. A lot of you are also very Zen-like. Some of you could be turning into your Buddhist side or turning into spirituality in general, your Wiccan side. Whatever your religious faith is, you could be turning a lot to your spiritual faith, and realizing, you're at a point where you do need to kind of, explore this a little bit more, your abilities, being a service to others, relaxing, meditating, doing some, some activities that are more, give you more time for yourself. Unfortunately, this week is going to be one that's going to pull at your heartstrings. There could be a situation where you feel very betrayed. You feel like, you're being backstabbed. There's a lot of emotions that are focused around your heart. So it feels almost like, even though you may be in a loving relationship right now, there could be some arguments, there could be some upsets, or could be a disagreement in your love life that kind of pulls you away. If you are still thinking about an ex, this could be you having communication of some sort with your ex that leaves you kind of feeling like your heart is being torn into pieces or pierced, or that you're still being backstabbed by them in many ways. And again, this is all the darker side of your ego. This is unhealthy codependencies that need to be broken in many ways. And some of you out there may not, be feeling that kind of way. So it's all going to depend. Not every Leo is going to be going through the situation, but for the most part, there is this unhealthy attachment still that you have said, I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to walk away from it. But you've kind of led yourself to being stabbed in the back in many ways, because you were presented with the truth and you knew what it was, or you've known for quite some time that things are never going to change, and yet you still put yourself in that path to be disappointed. So again, it's self-sabotage. These are kind of the energy this week. And it's a sense of like, your fulfillment is around, being hurt. That's how you feel kind of fulfilled in many ways. It's kind of hard to explain, but a lot of people sometimes feel this fulfillment when they are, hurt, or they have any kind of interaction with someone, even if it's a painful interaction, it's still an interaction, and they get some kind of, satisfaction of knowing that they are still interacting with that person, even if it's based on a lower vibration. So again, this is something that you're going to need to walk away from. Do not set yourself up for failure. Do not, continue to beat something that is already dead. If a relationship is dead, let it be. Don't, be waiting on that next text message or interacting with your ex, let it go. And then focus again more on your your immediate family, the people that care about you. That's going to be very important to surround yourself with people that care about you this week. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to book a private psychic reading, you can go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. And be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week. Virgo, this week for you, Virgo, it's going to be a week in which a lot of you are focused right now on your home life, your personal life. This is going to be taking precedent over your work life. A lot of you are going to be having some things that you need to address in your home life. People, maybe children that are out of control, especially if they're in their teenager years, could be very rebellious, or if they're in school and elementary, they could be going through some bullying situations. But there's, some energy here that's pretty chaotic this week that is going to require you to maybe, change things around in your work schedule, take some time off, whether it's a couple of hours, to go and tend to these matters for a lot of you. There's also someone new coming into your life for those of you that are single Virgos. There could be some flirting or some communication already with a relationship kind of budding, or a friendship. And this is from a very well-rounded man who is very passionate and very mature for his age. So he doesn't have a lot of immaturity, and it feels like this is coming through this week very strongly. At the same time, a lot of you could be not wanting to really focus on that and focus on another area. When it comes to your work life this week, there is going to be this sense of, needing to come together and do teamwork in order to accomplish the most that you can get out of this week as well. Some of you may be going through some changes where you have to cut out some things in your life that are no longer healthy for you. This would be you cutting out, maybe spending extra money on fast food when you can cook at home and eat healthier to get healthier. There's could be some changes in bills. Maybe you're paying an extremely high cable bill and you're not even at home, you're all the time to view it, and no one really looks at it anymore because you have Netflix, or something like that. So there's going to be some restructuring. There's going to be some editing. I like to use the word editing that you would be doing in your life this week in particular to get to the point where you need to, to be better financially and emotionally, because these edits are not going to necessarily be just in your financial, but also in your personal life and in your mental well-being, because there's a lot of focus on this week, a lot of mental energy with all the signs. Like I said, we're going into the last quarter, the last quarter, and that enters on the 26th. So being that it's the end of the month, it's a lot of different energy in the universe right now that is circulating, but you will be fine and you will get through this. This is just a temporary, setback with whatever fire you have to kind of put out that is happening in your family life, in your personal life. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you would like to book a private reading, you can go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. Libra, welcome back to my channel. This is your horoscopes for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. This week for you, Libra, there is a period this week where you start off the week kind of, dealing with a lot of things that you've kind of closed off from people, your innermost thoughts, your feelings and desires, your wants. A lot of people may not know. You may not let them see this side of you. You only let them see what you want them to see. And so a lot of this that you've been holding on to, maybe to be released in some way, and realizing, you come to a realization this week where you don't have to be ashamed of who you are. A lot of people are newly into their Wiccan path as witches, or they are in their new path to be, being a psychic medium, etc. There's a lot of spiritual pull, so you could be falling in one of these two categories. And realizing, there's nothing wrong in embracing your power and who you are, because we're all powerful in many ways. At the same time, it's not wrong to exert your power and use your control to control situations in your personal life as well as in your work life that are no longer conducive to your well-being. So a lot of you are going to be picking up that sword in many ways, and you're going to be cutting through all the bullshit. You're going to be cutting through all of the negative energy, through all of the people that are, throwing shade, or trying to get too personal into your personal life, maybe in your workspace. We all have those coworkers. If you work out there, that one messy coworker who wants to know all about what you're doing, how's your personal life going on, and it's none of their business. That I believe myself, that your work life should be kept separate from your personal life. And I don't care how friends you are with certain people. Some people just don't need to know your business, because the moment that they know your business, they can use it against you as ammunition in your work life. I've seen it before. I've lived through that before. So for you out there, just kind of keep that more to yourself, unless you know that person and intuitively you can decipher and trust them, and that you can trust them. Other than that, I wouldn't divulge anything personal. Keep that to yourself. There is a sense of betrayal this week. A lot of you could be going through a relationship and finding out that your partner is not being faithful, or that they're keeping things from you. Maybe they have tons of debt and you just found out, or they wrecked your car, or they wrecked their car, and now this is going to set you back financially. So there's a lot of arguments, a lot of upsets, but at the same time, there's a lot of love. So a lot of you will be, kind of, balancing that energy out, whatever it is, and realizing if you're going through a hardship with your lover or with your partner, and it's not cheating, but it's something else more like financial strain or stress from a job, be there for them, support them, because you never know when you're going to be in that kind of situation. And surround yourself with positive people, your soul tribe and friends, and this will all balance out that energy, knowing that you're not alone. And again, this doesn't really necessarily have to be in a relationship. This could be just you in your personal friendships, going through this where you're feeling backstabbed. One friend tells another friend about this that you told them about them. How all that drama kind of can circulate and just get out of control. And so just, this week kind of, stay to yourself, but also don't put up with the bullshit. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to book a private psychic reading, you can go to my website. That's www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Psychic Medium Ray. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week. Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. This is your horoscopes for the week of February 25th through March 3rd, 2019. Apologize for the background noise. That is the train nearby where I live. But this is your horoscope. So this week for you, a lot of you are going to have to fight for what you want. There's nothing wrong in putting up a battle and also cutting out unhealthy people in your life that perhaps are not contributing to your relationship, because a lot of you are stuck in a relationship right now where perhaps there's a lot of strain. Maybe your partner feels like your family is not very accepting of them, or that they are not always a priority because you are putting other things first, like your friends, your work life, etc. So there needs to be some greater balance and priorities shifted this week. And if anyone can do it, it is you, Scorpio. You are one of the masterminds behind your mystery, your magic, and just standing in your power. You're a natural leader, so you will figure it out. You will kind of deal with a lot of this and not let it linger for too long, because ultimately you are very passionate when it comes to your love life, and when you do care about people, you are very loyal to them. So there is an ending to this week, to a situation where you're just done with it. A lot of you could be walking out of a job, leaving a job behind, starting a new one, or just giving your 2 weeks notice and saying, you know what, I'm done. And you have a partner maybe that works and can kind of support or take some of the weight off of the responsibilities off your shoulders for a couple of weeks or days until you find another job. Well, there's something that is ending, and a lot of you are going to be, like I said, embarking on that kind of journey, on leaving it behind. But there's a lot of focus on money, and it feels like a lot of you have maybe saved some money. Scorpios, I must say, are pretty good at saving money. This may not be true to every Scorpio, but for out there, y'all are pretty good at managing money and saving it and knowing how to get money, when it comes to working and pursuing, your goals. You always will reach your goals at the end. So, there's no need to worry. It's a need to focus on what's most important to you this week in getting ahead. And also, things are changing. Things are going to change in your favor. So if you've been experiencing what you feel like is bad luck, or just like, your luck hasn't been the best, there is a shift going on, and it's something that is happening at the universal level. So things are switching around and changing. Be very patient and know that, this is kind of very much appreciated and very much needed by the universe. They're going to allow these shifts to occur in your life right now more than anything. So it's something exciting to look forward to. So I want to thank you for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you would like to book a private psychic reading, you can go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week. Sagittarius, this week for you, Sagittarius, it is going to be a week in which you are madly in love. A lot of you are in a new relationship, or you've been in a relationship, and there's just a lot of love, a lot of surprises, maybe some trips that are being planned. You go in a certain direction. Your partner may be planning something romantic for you, a weekend getaway. There's a lot of focus on your money, but there's a sense of fulfillment in your life for the very first time. A lot of you could be feeling very fulfilled and knowing that you have a lot of support and love from your friends and from people that care about you. So you're not really faced with any drama that would come up. A lot of you are surrounded by a very powerful female energy, whether you're in a relationship with, a female, or if you are the female, you could be having someone that's like a sister, an aunt, or someone that is another female that kind of lifts you up. And it's about like this sisterhood, this understanding, this love, you know, that kind of, you know, if you're a male, you know, this could be your mom, this could be your grandma, this could be an aunt, a sister, or a friend, you know. Like I said, there's a strong female energy that's very nurturing and very giving, but yet very powerful. And she doesn't put up with bullshit. She doesn't put up with, you know, that kind of energy. This could even be speaking to yourself. Spirit could be speaking to you, that that's the kind of energy that you have. And you need to continue to have that, because that's going to get you far. It's going to show people that you demand respect, because ultimately we're treated how we allow others to treat ourselves. And that's something that I think a lot of signs need to work with and understand. You know, if someone is constantly disrespecting you, making comments, you know, not taking your feelings into consideration, and you don't say anything, and you allow that behavior to continue to grow and to get out of control, well, it's like telling them that it's okay for you to be treated that way. So a lot of us need to have our backbone and cut that out. If it's online and people are just making comments on you, block and delete. Block and delete. Don't even think twice, you know. That's that option. Unfortunately, we live in a society right now where people feel so liberal. Well, not, I don't want to say the word liberal. That's not the word I was trying to use. It came out because it's used so much against me. But what I'm trying to say, a lot of people feel so free to say whatever they want to say and attack people online, you know, and it's just online bullying. It's trolls. They feel this liberty. That's what I was trying to say, liberty, but the word liberal came out. I hate that word. You know, that came out. So, you know, liberty is, a lot of people feel this liberty to, this freedom to express what they want to say, but it's like trash being thrown at you, you know, in many ways. And that's kind of the energy that you are going to encounter this week, unfortunately. But you have the power to kind of, you know, push past all of this and just get out of that way, cut it out and stop it, nip it at the bud. If anybody can do it, you can do it, Sagittarius. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also book a private psychic reading at my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Psychic Medium Ray. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. Capricorn, this week for you, Capricorn, it is going to be a week in which you could feel very trapped in a situation right now in your life. There's some stagnation. You could be feeling like something is dead in your life. Something is no longer giving you life. Something is not making you happy. And you don't know the way out, but the way out is the way in. So what I mean by that is that in order to get out of any situation, you have to look deep within and ask yourself, you know, what is it that's going to make you happy ultimately? And are you sacrificing your happiness to make other people happy? If this is the playing ground that you're on right now, it's not going to work. So the universe is working on your behalf and bringing change. Some of these changes may not be pleasant. They may be very uncomfortable. They could be drama, and the universe allows drama and things, as weird and twisted as that sounds. They allow it sometimes to happen in our life in order for us to get ahead and to finally make that decision. It's almost like a gentle, or sometimes a very hard push, a nudge that we need to get going and stop procrastinating due to fear or whatever. So a lot of you are turning more to your spiritual side. A lot of you could be stepping more into your power. And usually when you leave a very toxic situation or a bad situation behind, you actually step into your power and enter greater power and understand and feel your power after that. So right now, there is a lot of this going on of you feeling like you need to change something, but you really didn't know how, but now you're going to find out the way to do it. And you will have some support from friends. If you need to talk about it, just don't be that person that kind of bottles it up and tries to be more alone and not seeking out help, because you have people around you that care and love you, and you don't have to handle everything by yourself or worry about, doing things by yourself. There's a lot of love and support around you. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you would like to book a private psychic reading, you can visit my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. Aquarius. Aquarius, this week for you, a lot of you are going to be experiencing some changes in the home front in your personal life. This could be, your work schedule changed at the last minute at a whim, and you feeling kind of overwhelmed and kind of frazzled in some kind of way, needing to kind of find, a balance, a greater balance, to have some time to spend with your loved one, with your lover, with your partner, and with your friends, and then balancing out maybe communicating with your family, So there's a lot of nervous energy, you're very in demand right now, very nervous energy, a lot of, like I said, commitments left and right, and you having to not want to hurt anyone or tell them, you can't make this or you can't do that. There's a lot of focus on making your money. So right now, you're going to be balancing all of that out and having to play the role of the alchemist and transform a lot of this chaotic energy into a more pleasant energy. And, you are the mastermind and you know how to do this better than anyone. So listen to your inner guidance and your intuition this week. A lot of you will also be, a lot more playful. You could be feeling a lot more confident this week, which is something that you maybe have been lacking over the last couple of months or in the last year. You regain some confidence. This could be, either from, yourself going through a spiritual transformation, or having some universal downloads, that is coming into you at this point in your life, and you're kind of like looking at everything and really saying, you know what, I have the control and I know what I need to do, but now I'm going to do it. And this is, exciting. It's very, appealing to a lot of people, and they find your magnetism this week, very on a very high level. So they could, a lot of people could be coming to you, flocking to you, emailing you, messaging you, wanting to know, what you're about, that mysterious side to you. At the same time, there could be a personal attack against your character from someone who is jealous, and this is just unfortunate, but something that you'll have to deal with and that you will get ahead of, because like I said, you have that alchemist mindset to transmute and transfer any kind of information or energy into something positive. So I want to thank you for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you would like to book a private psychic reading, go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week. Pisces, this week for you, Pisces, it is going to be a week in which you could be reflecting on your money right now. This is a very powerful week to kind of come up with new ideas, and maybe there's something that you are, more in a self-employed venture or something like a new business idea that you are trying to start off from the ground up, but there's a lot of, you waiting and having to be patient. You could not be, seeing the results financially that you would like to see in that area. So Spirit is saying to just be patient and know that things will get better if you work hard. There's going to be a lot of marketing, a lot of hard work and hours, especially if you're an entrepreneur, something that you would be expecting. But again, you may have a little assistance from someone who cares about you, and maybe some new ideas. And for those of you that are in the work front, you could also be experiencing this kind of dry period in your work life where maybe things are just not going anywhere. You don't feel very comfortable. And you feel like there's no room to really grow, opportunities to grow or advance within the company. So this is going to be something where you're going to have to really ask yourself, is it time for me to kind of do a job search or stay where I'm at? And do I really feel happy staying where I'm at for the time being? A lot of you also out there are going to be experiencing some betrayal, some feelings like, this could be more in your love life, like someone is backstabbing you or not, telling you the truth. There could be some cheating going on, which leaves you in a very, very bad spot. But at the same time, you're ready to battle whoever is coming, against your relationship or even your partner. There's a lot of that going on, exchange of energy where there could be some very, you having to pull your claws out and really go at it. And there's a lot of immaturity that is coming between you and someone else. So it could be that your partner, is cheating on you with someone that is younger than you, or someone that is just a fresh and new energy to them. And it could just be that you are, is stuck in between that kind of energy, and you're just trying to get out. So there's a lot of different, possibilities with the Pisces. Like I said, not every situation is going to pertain to every Pisces, but this is for the most part what I am seeing. And overall, you can get ahead, but it will require you to kind of balance the energy out this week. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to book a private psychic reading at www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. Also, don't forget that this week is Tea with Spirit, so if you have any questions, you can submit them to raymondguzman@hotmail.com. In the subject line of your email, put Tea with Spirit. In the body of your email, ask your specific question, and be sure to include your alias. And if you are selected, every week I will select five people, 5 questions, and read them on air on my show. This is being compared to the psychic version of Dear Abby. So if you haven't caught some of the other episodes, be sure to check out season 1. And right now we are in season 2. So blessings and love and light to all of you. Have an amazing, amazing week.